Johnny Sexton, thank you so much for talking to us on Ireland AM this morning. And I know we have a bunch of children exercising behind us, and we'll get on to them in a few minutes, but I just want to ask you how you're feeling about the game this weekend.
Yeah, excited. Obviously very nervous. Obviously it's such a massive game for us. We've done a lot of hard work to get here, but I suppose this is our biggest challenge ahead, and you know, everything that we've worked for rides on this game. I suppose the big weeks like this are the reason you play, and trying to get into the European Cup finals. It's been a long time since we've been in one, 6 years. So yeah, you know, a few years ago we were winning lots of them, and I thought it was going to be every year, and then the longer it goes on, the more you think it's not going to happen again. So it's great to get back into a final, but obviously now we want to go and win it.
Of course, and do you know any of the players? I mean, obviously you were with Racing for 2 years, so will
yeah,
you know any of the lads?
Yeah, I know them well.
And is that going to be weird?
It will be, yeah. I keep in touch with a few of them. We've obviously played against a lot of them for France over the last couple of years since I've left, and have good catch-ups with them after the games. And they've had a hell of a lot of new players that have come in since I've left. And they've gone from strength to strength, but they're still the core of the guys that I played with that it'll be good to catch up, and yeah, it adds a little bit more spice to the game for me, as if I need any more. But yeah, it's going to be hopefully a great day, you know, and I'll have a good catch up with them after, no matter what the result.
How's everything since the Grand Slam and the Six Nations and like that incredible kick?
Yeah, it's been a great season so far. You don't really get a chance to sit down and sort of reflect though, because it's just been one big game after another. So 2 weeks after the Grand Slam game, we were, you know, playing in a European Cup quarter-final. So it's they come thick and fast. It's not till the end of the season that you get to sit down and sort of reflect on what's gone on. So very much still in the midst of it.
Well, what's the reaction been like since that game? I mean, because really it was one of the highlights, I think, of the winter season for a lot of people.
I think when we won the French game, we sort of said that we wanted to make that little moment of history a part of something bigger, and we did that, thankfully. And you know, some great performances along the way, and very much a squad team effort, and you know, the management as well were outstanding. We're very lucky with some of the coaches that we have, so it was great to be a part of it.
When you went to bed that night, did you think, oh my, like, did you feel very proud of yourself? And
yeah, you get, like, you know, the position I play, it's very fickle. Like, if I'd missed the kick, everyone would have slated me for going for it. When I did the crossfield kick, if it didn't come off, you know, people would have said, what's he doing kicking the ball away when they're in stoppage time? They've got to keep possession. So you make decisions that you feel are best, and you know, with the experiences that you've built up, but you're always judged on the outcome. So even some of the coaches said that when I went for the kick, they were shouting, no, it's too far, and then obviously it celebrated. But look, it's sport. That's the challenges of being a top level sports person, is the battle with mind and injuries and body, and so it's tough at times.
Well, I know mindfulness has been introduced to the Leinster and the Irish team, which we'll get on to in a couple of minutes, because it's an interesting thing. I didn't know that you guys did it, but I know people will be wondering, while there's a lot of kids doing activities behind us here, and it's you're involved with Super Troopers with Laya Healthcare. Tell us a bit about the programme.
Yeah, I got involved with the programme maybe 3 years ago, and it was very much at its you know, young stage. It was just set up, and it was going from strength to strength, but it's grown crazy at the moment. Like, it's 1,500 schools, which is, the guys are saying, nearly 50% of the national schools, you know, in the country are doing it. So it's just it's just making exercise, diet. They introduce mindfulness to the kids at a young age, which is, I wish they'd introduced it to me when I was young, and making it part of their homework, making it part of their everyday life and routine, and getting the parents involved as well, which is huge, because I know from being a dad that you know, I come home from training, I've been active all day, but you know, when your kids want to play with you, and it makes you be active, but if it's part of their homework, you have to do it with them.
They get, like, as they get these little homework journals,
yeah,
and they have to do whatever 50 star jumps or various different
activities.
There's
different activities every day, and like you said, there's some mindfulness stuff, some breathing, there's some things where they have to say, you know, what's made them happy in the day, which is a bit of mindfulness, a bit of gratitude, like, or what makes them happy, what makes them sad, and getting their feelings out there, which is huge at a young age. You know, I'm 32 and I still struggle. So if I started a bit earlier, I might be a little bit better.
You have 2 children and you have a third on the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
With the other 2, how important is, I know you were saying when you come home from training you're a bit tired, but what you do with them to get them active in the evenings or at the weekends?
Yeah, look, they do. They're both in Montessori, for a few hours every morning, and even at that level, they're not doing Super Troopers, but they're doing stretch and grow, and they're doing breathing techniques. So we're lucky that they're in a very good school, that they're sort of implementing these things to them already. But I've tried to do a couple of the Super Trooper things with the sprinting around to the music, and then you stop, no, it's good crack. It's good fun for them, and it's pretty easy to find out any information on it. You just go to supertroopers.ie, and it's pretty self-explanatory.
You're a hands-on dad then?
Yeah, I think at the start I was probably, too hands-on. I was, coming home from training, not skipping things, but rushing home, and I probably had to do some more things. But then when you're at home with your kids, you're not fully invested because you're worrying about not having done enough at home in training. So I think doing all you can in training, parking it, and then coming home and saying that it's quite hard coming up to the big games to do that fully. But
it's that work-life balance that everyone talks
about.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's tough, especially these big weeks. It's really tough, but because the pressure comes on to do a bit more training, to do a bit more recovery, and to do a little bit more of everything, really.
Well, listen, the very best of luck in the game this
Thanks.
weekend, and well done on an excellent season.